Hi, welcome. Welcome to another Seen and Heard, a backstage conversation with our wonderful artists here at Hartford Stage. Happy to have you join us for this dialogue about our next play, Kate Snodgrass's amazing world premiere, The Art of Burning. So welcome, Kate and
Thank you.
Clio and Adrianne. We're just so happy to have you all in Hartford here at this wonderful theater joining us for this premiere. So welcome, first of all.
So happy to be here.
So
Thank
happy.
you. Thank you all. I'm
Yay.
thrilled.
So I'm gonna just jump in and ask each of you what this play is about. And I have the great honor to be directing this play with all of you, so I am bound to weigh in. But would love to hear a little bit. Let me start with you, Adrianne, and then we'll go to Clio and then to Kate, okay? So, Adrianne, tell us who you play and what this play is about to you.
Oh, thank you. So I play Patricia, who is the mother figure in the play. Um, what the play is about to me is it's the story of a woman who finds herself through her daughter, and comes back to her own essence. I think it is a coming of age story, oddly, for Patricia.
I love that. Yeah.
I think she comes of age, and it's a story of a woman who perhaps gave up a part of herself to become the kind of woman she thought she should have been. And when she sees her daughter tending towards a certain path or responding differently than maybe she did as a young person, she decides that she needs to not only help her daughter, but she needs to reframe her own life as an example to this young woman who's this astonishing daughter person in the world.
I love that. And I love this sort of how our children reawaken parts of us.
Yeah.
And also the politics of this moment, and anyone who has either raised or spent time with anyone between the ages of, say, 15 and 30, and is themselves hypothetically over the age of, let's say, 45 or 50. We're being generous with the years here, but we're learning a lot, right? There's a real tension. And we hope to learn from each other. Clio, you play the brilliant daughter. You play a 15-year-old daughter.
Yes, I hope to be just like Beth when I grow up.
I hope you like you. Yes, Leo. Yes.
Tell us, what's The Art of Burning about to you through Beth's eyes?
Gosh, I mean, so many things. I mean, I guess like on a big, wide level, it's about, you know, gender politics and the struggle between men and women, and how that is seen differently through different generations' eyes.
Right.
Which I guess will lead me right into where Beth is coming from. I mean, I answered this differently in Boston, and I don't think that was wrong, but based on what
Can I grab that and just explain what that means for a moment and then come back to you mid-sentence?
Yeah.
So those of you tuning in, we have had, this is a co-production between Hartford Stage and the Huntington Theatre in Boston. So Adrianne and Clio have been playing these parts for a month to wonderful audiences in Boston. And now we're here starting rehearsals, and we'll talk about that in a minute, what that means. But so Clio, you had a rehearsal process in Boston, you had a run in Boston, and now new things are coming to your mind. So tell us your Hartford answer to this question.
Yeah, so yeah, it's craziness. So I guess my Hartford answer to this question from Beth's perspective, it's a play about how as women, it's so easy to be belittled or not heard And it's the struggle to be understood and heard by the people around you in order to be able to be fully and authentically yourself. And I think that's what's so lovely, honestly, about Patricia and Beth's relationship.
They see each other, right? It's a mother and daughter.
See and listen to each other. Yeah. And that allows Patricia to come back to herself, and that allows Beth to grow into herself.
That's so great. I love that. All right, Kate Snodgrass, the playwright, you might have a point of view. What do you think this play is about, my friend?
Well, I hope it's about all of these things that you just said. And I hope, for me, ostensibly, it's about a divorce and about a custody battle, if you will. But also, for me, it's also about how theater can change our lives. And that pretty much says it right there.
Right.
The culture too. I agree with Clio that it is about gender politics and what we're going through now, and these various stages, the many waves of feminism that I'm so confused about now. But I know how I feel, and it's about that. It's about how I feel about what is happening around me and how I haven't been heard, or I have been heard, in the case may be.
It's, I'll add that to me, what's wonderful is it's in under an hour and a half, we get to know 6 totally different people and their various interactions with the world and with each other. We have 2 different marriages. We have a mother-daughter. We have infidelity. We have betrayal. We have divorce. And we have this mystery of what is really going on and what Patricia, Adrianne, your character, who she really is and what she's capable of, and what our assumptions are about what people are capable of. I'll also add that I think one of the things that's wonderful, Kate, about what you've written in Art of Burning is that it's actually pretty fair.
I hope so.
Right? I mean, the male point of view, the woman's point of view, the child's point of view, the parent's point of view, I think audiences are going to really read these things very differently depending what point of view they come from.
I agree.
And go ahead, Kate.
It's my hope that I've captured various different points of view from each character. They're looking at life very differently, and the mix of that and the crash of different points of view, I hope, is there. And I personally don't believe there's a right or wrong answer to all of this. They are coming from very different places, I hope.
I feel it. And Adrianne and Clio, I wonder, I know the performances that I watched, audiences were kind of taking sides, were responding to different things, different nights. I wonder what it was like to feel this roller coaster ride over the performances you had in Boston.
Yeah, what was it like?
Yeah.
So much fun. Really, it's great fun, and it's so interesting to see. And this is the core of the play, that there are so many different perspectives being treated with such clarity and depth and empathy. So it allows audience members coming from similarly radically different perspectives, everybody hopefully can find something to identify with in this play, because it presents such sort of like classic images from life, and both sides of those are presented so beautifully. So it allows everybody to see something to identify with. Everybody can get sort of fired up about things. Everybody sees themselves in the play. Everybody gets frustrated by things happening in the play. And you can really feel that from the audience. You can feel sort of different reactions going on at different places. It's wonderful.
At some points,
yeah, go ahead, Adrianne.
I don't know, quickly, it felt like a sporting event to me. There's some nights where it would just, the place would sort of erupt, and people were having spontaneous reactions. They were talking back to us as at the actors, and I thought, oh, I wonder if this feels like theater, like what theater actually should be. We come to the theater and we sort of sit politely, quietly. And what I loved is that people started to feel free to like yell at us.
Yeah.
It became this very visceral kind of sporting event. And you were watching, it was like watching a battle, and people would cheer for the people they liked, and they never actually booed, but there was a lot of pushback for some things. Yeah, it would
well,
come really close.
One of our actors talked about how he could feel the disapproval of the audience towards
so sad
towards him, and he's such a sweet person, but he could feel that given the role. I really look forward to the conversations in the lobby afterwards.
Yeah.
I really hope all of you who are watching this, will seek any of us out when you see us in the lobby and share your thinking. But I'll be eavesdropping because I really find it fascinating what it is that people take away from this. Kate, you mentioned how it really is in many ways an exploration of how much theater, or really any kind of great storytelling, can change our lives. And so, Adrianne, your character basically sees a play and feels her own point of view about her life changing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Should we share what play? Kate, what do you think? Do we share?
No,
I'm sorry.
no sharing of anything.
No sharing. That's a spoiler alert. We will not tell you.
spoilers.
You have to come see our play to know what play Patty, played by Adrianne, has seen that completely turned her life upside down, right?
That's right. That's right. It's my dear hope that people will go away saying, I've been to the theater. That would make me very happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Adrianne, Clio, we mentioned this. You've done it for a month. Now we're starting again. What does that mean to both of you? What is that like? And Kate, really to you as well.
Yeah.
What does this sort of a co-production between two leading American theaters mean to you all? You've made it in one city, we're bringing it to another, and yet we've built in all this rehearsal time to explore again. And so I just wonder we just started yesterday on this leg of it.
This has been such a gift to me as a writer, but to be in the room with this impeccable cast and with you, Melia, who I would follow to the ends of the earth.
Only to Hartford. I just need you all to come to Hartford, and you're here.
Thank goodness I'm in Hartford. I would follow you anywhere. It has been for the play, not just for me, but the play has gotten, I think, fuller and richer, and I am rewriting as we speak, as you all know.
So we got a new scene today, right? So today, yes. Day 2, yes. With really some very different turns.
Yes, I'm very excited about it, and I'm going to rewrite again tonight and maybe tomorrow. And these actors, they follow me anywhere. I'm amazed and astounded and thrilled, and I think the play has gotten appreciably fuller and saying even more strongly what I want to communicate. So I'm just so thankful. Thank you, Melia.
Oh, please, not. I'll get all verklempt, but to say, I mean, Clio and Adrianne, it's rare really to have this much time. I said jokingly in rehearsal to the date, I felt I was watching your characters grow up. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious what it feels like you do a play, right? And to our audiences watching this, right? Typically what happens, right, is once a play opens, that's not previews, but once we open to critics and, we have a run, there are no more changes. The director doesn't give notes. Kate can't do rewrites. There's no more rehearsal. It's really the actor's show. So this is really exciting and different to take actors who've been running with something on their own and say, okay, What have you learned? What have we learned? Now what?
I would just jump in and say it's so rare, and it makes me understand how much time we actually need to develop art in this country. I
Yeah.
would say it's akin to me to raising a child, that at some point, once I learned the lines and sort of went like, okay, then I started to listen to what the play wanted. And so when we got to Hartford, I felt like this Patricia and this play had been talking to me the whole time, saying, but I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And it was a little bit like sending your kid into high school now and go, okay, I'm going to follow that. Let's follow what you want to do, and let's see what comes of it. And the amazing thing about both of you, Kate, Melia, and Clio, is everyone is so open and willing and encouraging of. It's very rare as an actor, you sort of get very used to trying to figure out what people want from you and giving that. But to be able to stand for Patricia and the play and say, this is actually what I hear this play saying or wanting to say in this moment, is such
That's
a
right.
it's a first time in my whole life, and I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been wonderful. And will continue to be. I can't wait.
It's interesting, this business, right, of accommodation that Patty has spent a life doing. And Clio, as her daughter, you've kind of watched your mom accommodate to the reality that Patricia feels the world is. And part of the tension between mother-daughter is, what are the given circumstances of our lives? And the next generation saying, we don't have to play by those rules.
Don't have to accept those rules anymore. Yeah.
So go ahead, Clio. Tell us,
Right.
how does it feel to you now? Yeah, to be back at, we're starting again, yet we have all this history.
Yeah. I mean, firstly, just on a sillier note, it's just, we have so much fun in that rehearsal room.
Yeah.
That it's just such a pleasure to be back with everyone playing with this material again. It's just delightful. And I think when you have a piece of material that has this much depth and is as well crafted as it is, you can just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and like digging on sort of infinitely. And so to be able to have the opportunity to do that in so many different ways, I mean, we had our first rehearsal process, and then we like welcomed the audience in and sort of got their responses, and then to have the play sort of given to the actors and let us grow into and play with our roles with sort of autonomy on stage. And then to bring all of that information back into a rehearsal process. I mean, the depths that we're going to plumb in this.
Right.
It's so exciting to think about all of the things that we've learned from so many different parts of our rehearsal and performance processes. And now we can use all of that information and do it again. When do you get the opportunity to do that?
I don't think audiences realize how important they are to the process, and how our real gain is that we've had audiences inform us about what our play is. And now we can take that in. So those of you, who come and be our audiences at Hartford Stage, you change the work by where you respond, by how present you are. It's the gift of live theater, is how important the audience is, I think.
And every new play should have 2 first productions.
Yes.
Everyone. This has been so incredibly helpful to the play itself, not just to me and the actors, but the play, I hope, will have a life because of it.
Absolutely. Talk about the title, The Art of Burning. Where do we go? I know I have my point of view, but let's hear all of you first. What does the title mean? Kate, your play, your title?
Boy. Yeah, that's a conundrum. Obviously, Patricia is an artist, so there's art, there is that. But I I began the play, uh, when I began it, I was enraged for various reasons, and I felt like burning something up. I felt I felt like just fire, fire. And I do think, now having lived with it for a while, that there is a certain craft to dealing with that rage, that how do we combat it? How do we use it to get what we want? And how do we stoke the fire or put out the fire? And the craft of painting or even of playwriting, I think, is a powerful voice to that. So that's where I'm coming from. I don't know tell me what you guys think.
Yeah, you guys go. I'll tell you what I think, but I'm going to make you two talk first. What does the title mean to you, Clio?
Oh gosh, what does the title mean to me? I mean, sort of everything that Kate said. And what is okay, there are so many different ways that burning can be interpreted. But if you think about it as burning as a, I don't know, destructive impulse, like dismantling these sort of like patriarchal structures and like all of our own and internalized misogyny and the ways that we sort of like put ourselves into boxes. It's the art, the craft of tearing all of those things down.
I love that.
Escaping from them.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah, that's really similar to how I think of it as burning to the essence. Do you know? I keep feeling like Kate's writing, it's very Greek, right? It doesn't feel, it's a very funny contemporary play, but it's echoes to kind of Greek themes and the sort of burning down to the essence, the art of burning down to an essential fight or idea or principle. But Adrianne, I was going to let you go first, and then I just jumped in because I got excited by Cleo's answer. I'm sorry.
I know. I think all these answers are so amazing, and I would just add too that in my mind, when something's burned, it disappears. Like it can never ever come back. And so whether it's the patriarchy or this marriage, or it's not that you're going to set it aside, or you're not going to consider it, or you're going to put it in a closet. You are actually going to make it nothing, into nothing.
Ashes.
Ashes. And, there's all sorts of imagery about what rises from ashes, burning a forest in order to regrow it. But I don't think that, I think for Patricia and maybe, in my life, certain things do have to be burned down in order for something new to take its place. Mm. And I think that's one of the things that maybe Patricia realizes in the course of the play, especially after today, Kate, is that it has to, you can't.
Adrianne's referring to a new scene.
A new scene.
Kate gave all of us a new scene today that we now can't shake. And you in the audience, we'll have to see what scene they see when they come. But,
But sometimes it can't end until it's gone. Mm-hmm.
Right.
It can't. Right. So I don't know.
That's great.
What did you think, Melia?
Well, I was saying, it is what I was saying. It's the art of burning something down to an essence. It's kind of a bit of what both Clio and Adrianne are saying. And what you were saying, for me, it's, we come back to this mystery at the core of the play, right? It's a little bit of a whodunit. And in 85 minutes, less than an hour and a half, we go on a journey of questioning our assumptions and burning our own, what is it? It's we're on fire. The play is so hot. Each scene sort of has its own life. And then in the end, right, we've built something new. Mm-hmm. Or you two have, right? The mother and daughter, maybe. I won't give that all away because it's part of the question of kind of the mystery at the core of this play of who triumphs in a custody battle, the father, the mother, the child, and who pays the price in a nasty divorce fight. I mean, and I wonder, you both spoke a bit about audience responses, the mystery quality of it, that we don't quite know what's going to happen next. I think this play, and I wonder how it's felt for you two, it really requires an audience to think with us and to put the puzzle pieces together. So you as an audience are going to be solving the puzzle that is this play as you watch it. I don't know if you two have comments about, you've talked about people cheering on like a sports event, which I love, which feels very much like what Greek theater was, right? I mean, a place for real debate. And we do have like a real debate at the core here. But can you feel people making discoveries? Do you hear sounds of, yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When all the pieces come together at certain points, yeah, you hear gasping,
Right.
oh my God, and then you can hear little murmurs and people talking to each other, and
Yeah, a little rumble that rumbles, rolls across the audience.
Right.
Frightening.
What's the biggest challenge about being in this play? About being your character? What is either your character's biggest challenge or your challenge being that character?
Yeah, go Clio. You want to go first?
No, but I will. Let me see. Wow. Okay. So there's so many challenges to this play. They're not challenges. They're like exciting obstacles to sort of overcome. They're exciting opportunities. I guess, okay, the biggest, I don't know. One thing that's challenging about playing Beth is, she's a teenager and I'm not. But
You're very believable as a teenager. I gotta tell you.
I try.
It speaks to me of what it was like having a teenage daughter a few years back. You're really a flashback, but go ahead. So how did you channel that? What do you do as a grown-up person that you are to go back to being your teenage self or a teenage self?
I think that's what makes it challenging to sort of keep up is that, what I try and think about is like being a teenager is so much like your entire existence is just, you're this exposed nerve that you're just starting to come into yourself and like break away from your parents and become your own woman. But at the same time, you desperately need the support of the adults around you. And the world is so big and you're trying to find your place in it, and everything hurts all the time because it's like discovering everything about existence all at once and trying to understand it all at once. And to be a teenage girl and realize like how unfair the world is to you is excruciatingly painful all the time. And of course, in the midst of this poor kid, her parents are getting divorced. And so she's just kind of in like emotional agony at every moment of her existence and feels misunderstood. She feels like people aren't listening to her. That's so intense.
And she's right? I mean, her parents really don't hear her, I don't think. Well, Adrianne, is that unfair? I mean, eventually, maybe. I don't know. Not to give anything away, but
I think that's fair. I think and if they do hear her, that we just don't agree with her.
I know. I
different
feel
world.
a little. Oh, go ahead, Kate. Sorry.
I was just going to say it's a different world that Beth is, growing up in than Patricia grew up in. The time has changed and is changing as we speak. So it's doubly difficult. I mean, you don't know what stones to walk on to get to the other side.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's like the perfect it's a mother-daughter date play, right? I mean, but be ready. Be ready to be on different sides of the battle if you come either with your mother or your daughter, right? But what were you gonna say, Adrianne?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I think that for Patricia, she learned a certain way to survive, and to see her daughter go into the world and not subscribe to her list of things that you need to know as a young woman in order to survive is terrifying. Terrifying. So I'm not sure if it's sort of an intellectual disagreement. I think she is physically incapable of what feels like to her throwing her daughter into moving traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's trying to protect her daughter,
Absolutely.
right?
100%.
Cleo, I mean, that's the
And-
tension,
yeah.
right? Your parents
Yeah.
think they're doing what's best for you. And especially as a mother raising an adolescent woman, you feel like you want to say, here's how you dress, here's how you move, protect yourself. And the young woman is saying, you don't get. Yeah, look at this. Cleo really, I will say Cleo in rehearsal responds very emotionally and strongly to what the older women in the room tell her.
Oh my God.
It's great. It's great. I would throw in too, and we don't have a designer on this call, but we'll, you know, on our website, we'll have photos of the set and how theatrical this physical world is. And I wonder, you know, Patricia never leaves stage. So Adrianne, you are on stage for the entire play, even in scenes that you're not in, you're on stage. What's that like?
It's awesome. I really thought I was gonna hate it. I really thought I was gonna hate it and be angry and like want water and blah blah blah. I love it.
You're in scenes that you're not in, so you're watching. You're watching your fellow actors.
Yeah, and I'm absorbing energy, and I'm not only their energy, but the energy of the audience in that particular way. I'm not coming into the play blind ever. You know, I have a really visceral understanding of, you know, if there's been a scene with other actors and now I'm coming on, I understand what where that audience is, what we're all feeling, what we might need. Does it need me to like take it down a bit? Does it need me to like push it up?
You're like a musician. I mean, I feel like you're all like musicians, and sound and light are very musical in this.
Yeah.
It keeps changing. The lighting keeps changing. The set changes by how the light defines it, and the music shifts it. And you're on stage all the time. There's three of you who are on stage all the time, sort of watching. Clio gets to come and go, and our other two actors get to come and go, but we have three people who are just there in a very Greek structure, writing, you know, the unities, as it were, right? Going towards catharsis, Kate, yeah?
That's right. Cathartic. That's good.
I think it would be more challenging to play Patricia if she was not on stage the whole time.
All the time.
Interesting.
I think it would really be more
because you're taking it all in, and you're kind of challenging us to take it in with you, I think, too.
Yeah. And
What
I
do you
love
think?
the set.
Oh, go ahead, Kate. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I love the set. I find it so close to what I had in my head when I was writing it. I used to be a legal secretary, so I'm familiar with some of the ins and outs of an attorney's office, and I had those columns and, you know, the sort of conference room. But it seemed to me that Luciana, our set designer, just captured what I had in my head. It was as if she went in and said, "What do you think?" and came out and handed us this.
Well, but you know, it's even more interesting than that. I love what you're saying, but I feel like creating a new play and you are, I think, particularly gifted in this, it's to be in dialogue. So the set, you shaped the set, but the set shaped you because it's your first set, and this cast and this director are influenced by you, but we've also influenced the play, which is why when we say to you, our audiences, this is a world premiere, it's really special. It's something very, very unique because Kate has absorbed Clio and Adrianne and Michael and Ram and Laura and Vivia. Those are all our other actors and our brilliant designers, and it's changed the play. So to
Yeah.
hear this play at this theater is different than any production of this play will ever be, because it's actually these voices and Kate's voice truly in harmony here, I think.
Yes, have meshed, come
Enmeshed.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mixed. It's a good mix.
What do you each want an audience member, one audience member? I won't even say the whole audience. So, because it's all going to be different for each member. But what is your dream response from an audience member after seeing this play here in our wonderful theater at Hartford Stage?
I've already said, I really want someone to walk out and go, I have been to the theater. Yes, I want that.
Okay.
That's one.
I love that. That's one.
I had a friend of mine who's a parent come and say to me afterwards, oh my God, now I'm just thinking about all the things I said to my kid. But there was something about, but he wasn't being, he wasn't joking. He was really like, wow, I need to actually like take some time now and think about how I'm parenting and how I'm raising this young man, and the things that actually come out of my mouth that my child is absorbing, and not that not that it's sort of finger wagging in that way, and I didn't take it from him that way, but that it just sort of opened his mind to go, what am I actually not seeing in my own life?
Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about you, Clio?
So many things. I mean, I guess, similar to, if anybody responds this way, perfect. Like what you both have said is,
Yeah. We want response, period, I think. Yeah. But yeah.
I think what's so it's, I'll say something similar. I think, what's one of the things that's so special about this play is the way that it presents such recognizable scenes from real life, and shows all of the different perspectives. So I hope that it's a play that makes the audience examine their own lives, and I hope that it generates introspection, and it makes people see themselves on stage, and that what they see on stage makes them reconsider their own behavior and their own lives. And I hope that they gain a lot of empathy for other perspectives from watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I mean, I guess I would do the flip side of that, in agreement with everything, and say that I hope people feel recognized.
Yeah.
Because I think, to hold the mirror up to nature, right? But that, I'm in conversations all the time where I hear something that sounds, Kate, like you wrote it.
Oh.
and it's this sort of life and art thing. And I want to say to people, oh my God, that very question, that's explored in The Art of Burning. Oh, that idea. Oh, you have to come see this play, because they really attack this, and people are moved by this and laugh at this. And I think there is just enormous comfort in not being alone in these questions.
Right.
And so that coming and seeing the story and seeing versions of our own narratives as women, as parents, as people of a certain age, be it the young people trying to battle against the BS of our worldview, and are battling as the older generation with the young person's point of view. Do you know, Clio, we love you. You all make us crazy. We learn from you, but we wrestle with you. And I just think the joy of watching this story and the roller coaster ride of suspense and humor and darkness that it is, and then to go, oh shit, that's familiar. I'm seen. I'm not alone. Kate, you have, let me do this. Adrianne, can you give us that line? The sense of, the line you have in 18 years. When you feel alone. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but go ahead.
Oh my God, Melia, it's going away. Our sense of isolation and difference is an illusion. Our deepest experiences are shared.
That to me I'm going to end on that note. I think that is really a gift of this play. Clio, Adrian, and Kate, I am so excited to share what you three and the rest of our amazing company has made and sharing it with this audience and showing how much, even in our darkest moments, or maybe especially in our darkest, most absurd moments, how much of our life experience is shared. Thank you all so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you at the theater.
Come see.